Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, we will be completing the flow controls. So let's start. C++ loops. What is the use of loop? Loop help us to run multiple number of times or sequential number of times of a program. When we need to execute a block of code several number of times, we use loop. So let me explain you using a flowchart. Suppose your program is going in this manner. You have a condition that you have stated a condition and you want to run this condition when the condition is true. When the condition is true, these loops keep on repeating until and unless this condition gets false. So this is how we use the loops. Types of loops. Loops are of different types that we will be using, which have different manner of working. So first one is for loop, while loop, do while loop and nested loop. So these are different types of loop which have different manner. So let's start. For loop. A for loop is a repetition control structure that allows you to efficiently write a loop that needs to execute a specific number of time. If you want to run something a specific number of time, we can use a for loop. The syntax for loop is for, we will be initializing our variable, then will be coming the condition, then we will be incrementing that variable. Inside the statements in the curly braces, we will be writing the statement that we have to run a multiple number of times. So let's see this through an example. Suppose this is your initialization. So you will be initializing. Then comes the condition. If the condition is true, it will be moving to the code and completing the code, and then it will be incrementing the variable. After the variable has been incremented, it will be again going back to the condition to check the condition is true or not. If the condition is true, it will again go to the code block, checking the code, running and also running the code. After running the code, it will be incrementing the variable, again going back to the condition to check whether the condition is true. If the condition is false, it will just exit the loop and run the rest of the program. So this is how a for loop works. Now let's move to code blocks and have a practical. In code blocks, we will be creating an integer main function in which we will be printing numbers from 0 to 9. For that, I will be implementing a for loop that will be printing numbers from 0 to 9. First of all, I will be initializing integer a as 0 because first one is for the initialization. Then I will be putting the condition that if a should be smaller than 9, or we can say should be smaller or equal to 9. This is my condition, and then I will be incrementing my variable. Inside the loop, I will be writing the variable cout as a end line. So this is an example for a for loop which I have taken. It will be printing the values from 0 till 9. So let's compile and run the program. You can see the numbers have been printed from 0 to 9 using a for loop. So this is how you can use this loop. You can use this loop not in printing the numbers from 0 to 9. You can also use in different various conditions. Thank you. In our next lecture, we will be working on while loop.